Now we got school board, agendas and minutes. Work.
All right.
Yeah, about
We're not on here, but we're on. Okay, we're going to call to order the Committee of the Whole meeting of the Franklin Regional School Directors for February 7th, 2022. We're in executive session for personnel and legal issues.
Got it.
And we're going to superintendent's report.
No report this evening, Mr. President.
Thank you, Dr. Perino. Okay, public comments. We have one. Public comment, Jamie.
Good evening, Jamie Lang, Burnett Drive, Murraysville. I'm here to share with you some information tonight about PIAA. So PIAA is not leveling the playing field in their venue choices for winter sports. While the PIAA has chosen Hershey Giant Center to host their 2020 wrestling and basketball championships, they are considering Bucknell University for the 2022 swimming and diving championships. The PIAA says that it will not require proof of vaccination to participate in or attend events because they can't by law. But they said that they will follow local rules and regulations for their venues. This university has a strict vaccine and mask mandate policy for students, but Hershey Giant Center does not. It does not require proof of vaccination status, nor proof of a negative test, nor masks. If PIAA chooses one venue that does not have vaccine or mask requirements, then all their chosen venues should have the same requirements or lack of requirements. Choosing sites that mandate COVID-19 shots is a pressure tactic used to compel student athletes and their spectator parents to get the COVID-19 shot to make it easier to compete and to watch. As the medical data continues to roll in from various sources showing that cases of myocarditis in those who have received the COVID-19 shot steadily increase, Philadelphia School District has mandated that a subset, which would be discrimination, of their student population, their athletes, start their double dose by December 8th, and spring sports, which are all played outside, by March 1st. I am bringing this to the attention of our local school board to ask you to vote on a resolution to not mandate vaccines for student athletes, or any student for that matter. Because surely, if it's legal to mandate a vaccine for student athletes, it is legal to announce that you won't mandate a vaccine for student athletes. Parents should be writing letters to their sports association boards, WPIAL and PIAA, and let them know that they want equal opportunity in venue choices. These mandates by state and local government bodies are eroding our parental rights and our children's academic and athletic opportunities. And although PIAA says that it will not host states at facilities that mandate the vaccine, I am skeptical because they said that they will follow local rules and regulations for venues. So I asked this school board if PIAA does choose a venue that requires vaccines for student athletes, how will you respond? Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Okay, that's all we have for public comments. Solicitors' comments.
I have no comments for public session.
Okay, we're moving on to consent agenda items. Ms. Willis, personnel. Pages 1 and 2 in your packet, if you're following in your packet.
Good evening. We have a couple agenda items under certified personnel. One being an appointment of a short-term substitute at the primary school. We have 3 leaves of absences for your approval. Board number 5 is the acceptance of the retirements for the conclusion of the 21-22 school year, and the deadline to submit your intent to retire per the current collective bargaining agreement was on January 15th. So these are the 3 retirements that we received at that time. And then we have the appointment of just 2 new substitute teachers for the district. Under support personnel, we have a transfer of position to the secretary in the finance department, and that was due to a resignation, which is listed on page 2. And then under supplemental personnel, we have just a few supplemental positions that are available due to either employees being on leave or due to resignation of the position. So no new positions, but open due to other circumstances. We also have a resignation of the varsity assistant track coach. And that would be the items under personnel.
Any questions on personnel? Okay, policy review. Page 3, plus you got an attachment with all the policies in it.
Under policy, for your consideration, there are 8 policies that are for your approval. We had a policy committee meeting held on January 12th, which was a advertised public meeting, and all of these policies were reviewed in great detail with the policy committee, and these are the 8 that we are moving on, asking for your approval.
Questions on policy? Okay, thank you. Dr. Pirano, approval for school calendar.
Yes, in your packet is the proposed 2022-2023 school calendar, and that's on pages 4 and 5 of your packet.
Got it.
You will notice that with the new collective bargaining agreement, that the quarterly day off at the end of each quarter is no longer in the calendar based upon some changes that allowed some flexibility. So the first day of classes will be August 24th. Then we will have an Act 80 parent conference on November 10th. Veterans Day is the 11th. Those will be days where students will not be in session. Then on the 23rd, we will continue to have that Wednesday off before Thanksgiving. And then for the winter holiday, the 23rd will be the first day that students are off. The second is a holiday, the New Year's, it's a contractual holiday. Martin Luther King Day on the 16th. President's Day on the 20th. You'll notice that Columbus Day is also back in the calendar in October. I'm sorry to jump back. We will have a spring break April 7th, 10th, and 11th. And then the last day of school and graduation day will be June 23rd.
No, June 2nd.
Oh, June 2nd. I was looking at the 2nd and 3rd.
Scared me for a minute.
We've now added another 20 days of school.
That's what you scared me about. No. Okay, thank you. Any questions on the school calendar? Okay, Ms. Cowell. Bus and van drivers and bus stops. You got their handout tonight. Just put it at your seats.
For your approval tonight, we have our updated list of the bus and van drivers.
Any questions on the van and bus drivers? Bus stops.
And then also, we are looking for your approval for the updated list of our most current bus stops.
Questions on bus stops? Thank you, Ms. Cowell. Okay, we're going to move on to Mr. Perry. Student activity sponsors. Start with that one.
Good evening. First, we have the annual approval of the student activity groups and their officers and sponsors for which the district custodies funds. Any
Any
questions?
questions on student activities? Okay, moving on to ratification of natural gas.
Yes, the next is a 2-year agreement for the basis cost of the natural gas. There's 3 components really to our natural gas cost. There's a basis cost, a transportation cost, and the commodity itself. So this is a 2-year extension that would actually run from 2023 through 2025 at a rate of negative 33 cents per decatherm for the basis component of that. And that's just a byproduct of the amount of gas available in the pipelines. So again, this is one of the costs of getting the gas to the Pittsburgh gate. We continue to use Keytex Energy as a consultant as part of the WIU Natural Gas Consortium. So they brought this agreement to us. And currently, we are paying negative 17 cents or negative 18 cents, depending on the service location. So this is about twice the negative of that rate, so certainly a good deal for the district.
Like the savings, John.
Oh, yeah.
Any questions on ratification of natural gas?
Well done.
Gifts, grants, and donations.
This month, we have $117 to the Fund a Meal program from FR staff. We have a $100,000 donation from the Allegheny Health Network and Highmark Health for the athletic programs and the creation of an athletic hall of fame for the district. And then we have a $5,000 annual grant from the United Way for kindergarten transition activities.
Questions on gifts, grants, and donations? Okay, budget transfers.
This month, we have $900 in general fund transfers.
Questions on budget transfers? Thank you, Mr. Perry. Okay, Mr. Schreckengoss.
I'm going to pinch hit for Mr. Schreckengoss tonight. He's at a professional development conference. So this is a renewal of our internet service provider agreement with the WIU. They are our current provider. This is a 3-year renewal. It's actually at a 25% cost reduction from the prior agreement. We're maintaining the same speed right now, which is 1 gig. And this continues to be eligible for E-rate funding, so we'll have a 40% savings on this as well.
On the, oh, sorry, on the
Question.
back end, right?
I'm sorry?
On the back end.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
Any questions?
That's per year of 9,000.
correct.
Anybody else have any questions? Thanks, Mr. Perry.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Matsey. Capital plan.
We got Mr.,
Mr. Schreckengoss isn't here tonight.
oh, I'm
Oh,
sorry,
John just did it.
I'm sorry. I didn't
John did that
realize he
one.
was doing it.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight, for your consideration, the 2022-2023 capital plan. It's broken down in the packet for you. Have any questions?
Everybody read their packet and go through this. We in the Finance Committee went through this already. Gave more approval. Anybody have any questions on any of this stuff that he presented tonight in the packet?
I have a
Yes.
question.
Which one?
On the carpet, the 60,000, we had approved a 20,000.
Yeah,
Is this
different project.
separate project?
The 20,000 was this year's capital plan. This is
Okay,
for next year.
okay. And then I also had a question on the almost $24,000 worth of, let's see, for the desks, something to go underneath the desks?
Yes, that would be at the primary school. The desks that they have do not have any undercarriage or under drawer, and it's becoming a problem. So we're asking for the bottom part of a desk to be added to the,
This is shelf.
Right.
There's no drawers in the desk.
There are no drawers in the, so, okay, so there's nowhere for the children to put any of their
Correct.
stuff? Okay. And do we have any other options besides,
the way the rooms are, there is nothing else for them to do. They have a hook on it to put a book bag. They're becoming a tripper. So this was brought to my attention by the principal and the teachers.
or like something to put on this, behind their chairs or something like that?
I think the number of books is what creates the issue. And so the thought was there was originally a hook. Most students have bags, and you would let students put the books in the put their belongings in their backpack, and it would hang on the side of the desk. That has not really worked to be effective. And so what they're looking for is that storage under, some type of storage where they can put things away and leave it at their seat.
The regular conventional school desk.
And $24,000 sounds like a lot until you look at the fact that you're talking 800 or 900 desks.
Okay,
Bunch of desks.
Yeah,
bunch of desks.
a bunch of desks.
They're all new. Anybody else have any questions on, for Mr. Matsey?
Can we talk a little bit about the demolition of Heritage?
Sure.
The price is up to $1.1 million now. And we talked about this at the Finance Committee meeting. It started out at $400,000. There have been some unforeseen items that have brought that cost up. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. My understanding is that price was, before me, given to the board. That was before a asbestos report or a building inspection was done by a third-party company. What they have found in the building is the decking on the roof on the original school is asbestos. That would need remediation for it. And a couple other minor issues as far as asbestos. Some caulking around windows and a few doors. The big part of this is the number that was given to you, I believe, would have fit the puzzle piece there. This added expense is because of the asbestos removal.
And if we continue to operate that building or let the building stand as it is, how much on an annual basis, just a rough
It's
estimate?
roughly about $75,000.
Okay.
That's without any major repairs to bigger equipment that has been being PM, but it's of age too.
Okay. All right, thank you.
Any other questions?
Just one other item, the painting, the trim around both schools. We also discussed this one at the Finance Committee meeting. That was more of a cosmetic
Correct.
issue than worrying about deterioration.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Anybody else? Hearing none, I need a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Move Bill Yant,
Second.
second Ed Mitterator. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 8. Don't curl up your